Episode 3884, Running to Stand Still.
Moms, it's time to rediscover, rejuvenate, and renew who you are in mind, body, and spirit. Welcome to Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie, the show to help you do just that. Here's your host, certified life coach, personal trainer, and nutritionist, Christiane Wargo.
Happy day. I hope you're ready for a glorious week because you know what? It's time to get your act together. Yes, it is. Maybe you're too busy. Maybe your to-do list is too long. Oh, no. Running to stand still? Yes, we are. For those of you who are brand new to Create Your Now, welcome to this incredible family. I'm so delighted of your presence. If you already haven't had the opportunity, you want to head on over to createyournow.com where you can learn more and sign up for the Kisses newsletter, the Keep It Simple strategy, everyday solutions to live, love, and impact. Well, this episode is brought to you by AIM, Inspiring Connection and Community. You know, there's too much to do. And the holidays, well, they're too close. How do you keep up with all of it the most? Every day can get you down when you keep going around and around and around. You claim you're busy, but you're just dizzy. Nothing will change until you stop running to stand still. So why is it? Why do we keep running to convince ourselves that we can do everything? The myth of doing it all, it drains us. It zaps our energy. It steals our joy. It steals our clarity. In fact, it can keep you stuck. You might be thinking, I have so much to do. I know I was thinking that this weekend. And I looked at my list that I'm working on, and it's quite expansive. You know, if you saw my to-do list, I literally have about 4. There's different categories. There's Create Your Now, there's the home, there's the family, and then there's everything else. Maybe there's 5, but right now that's what I can think of off the top of my head. And on each of those, there's literally about 10 things. I cannot narrow it down to a simple 3 on each of them because every single one of them is important. However, I can put them in order of the priorities, what needs to happen first. And I think sometimes we lose what we're doing because we're just always in the hustle and the bustle. It's called busy for a reason, right? But busy isn't always progress. Sometimes it's just noise. It's absolutely okay to ask for help. It's okay to slow down. It's okay to rest. The real question, will you? Will you be brave enough to face what's not working? Will you shift course before the burnout knocks you down? Or will you keep pushing full throttle into the end of the year, exhausted with no clear direction for what comes next? Because all too often in these busiest months, from November's scramble through the New Year's fresh beginnings, we confuse motion with progress. Right? You cram your schedule with meetings and projects and social obligations. You double down on multitasking, telling yourself, this is how you handle it all. I got this. But the truth is you might just be running in circles. The more you do, the faster you run and the less you move forward. It is a trap, right? It's this constant pace that just does not stop. And it wears you down emotionally and physically, even spiritually. Your work quality dips. Your relationships strain. And your soul starves for meaning. What have you been doing over the past 3 days? Have you been resting? Did you take a Sabbath? Did you have real, intimate time with your loved ones? Did you set aside some stuff that was only for them? Or did you just sit down and you still just kept adding to the list? The ones that just keep growing, and everything on that list is a priority. This is why the phrase running to stand still isn't just poetic and sound pretty. It's a warning. Slow down to speed up. That is your Kiss to Keep It Simple strategy. Slow down to speed up. SPEED. There's 5 ways we can just break free from this dizzying cycle that we find ourselves in. It's time that you adjust your tempo. It's time to say, gosh, what I'm doing is not working. That's exactly what I did. I stopped long enough between Friday and Saturday, which really means it was late Friday night, early Saturday morning. And I had finished what I needed to do on Friday for the most part. And as I was getting ready for bed going into Saturday, I just had some quiet time. I was journaling some things. I was writing some other things down. I was thinking things over and just using the time of reflection to say, okay, what can I do different? Where am I going? I said about 3 different prayers, all different ones. I'm upset. I'm sad. I'm excited. Just the whole emotional spectrum. And I thought, am I ever going to get through this? Am I ever going to get to the other side? And sometimes we don't ever see that because all we do is we just speed through. You know, we have kind of an inside family joke that all the women have a heavy right foot. We all like to speed. Okay, on the freeway, that is. I mean, just go, 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 go. But then it's not just about driving. It's about doing everything else. And if we're not busy, and busy doesn't mean that it's not important, okay? Please understand that. But busy to the point where we are scheduling something, one thing after another. And we forget that it's okay to sit and to be present. To be with our loved ones, to be with friends, to take in a good movie, to read a great book, to do laundry and dishes, even though you don't want to, but it gives you freedom. To snuggle up in front of the fireplace with your sweetheart, enjoying your favorite cup of whatever it is that you love to drink. But instead, we just keep pushing. We keep going. We put the pedal to the metal and it's like, let's go. And you wonder why you're exhausted by the time the new year happens. I don't want you to get stuck in this dizzy cycle. I want you to slow down, to speed up. So what does that look like in real life? Number 1, S, stop and assess. Before you dive into another task, hit pause. Take 5 minutes each day this season. And I'm just talking about until now, till the end of the year. I'm not talking about, well, actually, it really would be good for you to do it all the time. But specifically during this season, okay? Look at your whole schedule and your goals. Are these activities moving you closer to what matters, what you need right now? For example, instead of saying yes to every holiday invite or every extra project at work, ask, is this really necessary? Does this serve our priorities or does it just fill my calendar? Being intentional here saves energy for what counts. And that's what you're headed for. You want to be able to serve others and yourself, right? It's not just about saying, oh, I've been everywhere. I am so busy. Stop wearing the busy badge of honor. It's no longer great. So stop and assess. P, prioritize ruthlessly. You can't do everything, nor should you try. And let me tell you, I try all the time. But I have to remind myself I can't do everything. So make a list, not just of tasks, but of outcomes that truly matter. What are you in search for? What project has to be done by a certain timeline? So in the holiday season, that might mean focusing on spending quality time with close family members over attending every social event, or take them with you, right? Or maybe it's choosing 3 key projects to excel at instead of 10 half-done commitments. Prioritizing cuts the noise and clears your path. It allows you to feel good on the inside and the outside. You're productive in a different manner. And sometimes us feeling stuck is more about feelings than it is about productivity. But when we're stuck in our feelings, it's hard for us to move forward because there's just lots of weeds. Clear the clutter. Prioritize ruthlessly. See, that's where I found myself between Friday and Saturday. I was like, wait, I need to look at this. What can I do in the order I need to do it? And it was looking at all my list, Not just one. It was all of them and saying, okay, I can go here and then I need to do this here, but this has a due date there. But if I move this over here, I can do that. And pretty soon I was like, oh my goodness, I can get this done. So what about you? Are you willing to prioritize what you need to get done? E, the first E, which is number 3, establish boundaries. Busy seasons tempt us to say yes to everything. And it's fun, I get it, but boundaries protect your well-being and focus. So set limits on work hours, screen time, social media consumption, TV shows, right? It's one thing if you're watching something that's live. For example, right, if we had the Super Bowl right now, you might want to watch that. That might be a priority because it's a one and done. Who wants to watch the Super Bowl on repeat? I know I don't, right? I enjoy my games, whatever game it is. I want to watch it in real time. That's just me. Now, if it's a game that I know happened and I only got a little bit of it, but it was a really great game, I might go and watch it on replay, right, and stream it later. But I really want to watch as much as I can in real time. So establish boundaries. Maybe this means turning off your email notifications after 7 o'clock. Like, I'm not doing this anymore. And stop checking your phone. Don't do it. If you need somebody to really contact you, guess what? Here's something. It'll blow your mind. It will. Are you ready? Newsflash. Ask them to call you. Don't ask them to text or send an email. Say, pick up the phone and call me. If that's the person you actually really need to talk to, you're prioritizing, right? Everything else can wait. All it is a bunch of noise and more things of saying, hello, here I am. I'm more important than anything else in your living room or in your kitchen right now. Maybe your puppy dog needs your attention because you've been gone for 2 weeks. Not literally, but figuratively. So block out some time on your calendar. Maybe you need to go for just a quiet walk. Maybe you need to stop and sit down and do some journaling. Maybe you need to get that old-fashioned pen and paper out and say, what does my life look like? Where am I going? What is my purpose right now? Between now and the end of the year. That's it. And if that's too much, guess what? That's okay. Just establish a weekly boundaries, right? What do those weekly boundaries look like? Boundaries aren't selfish. They're strategic. They help take you to the next level. And number 4, the next E, right, is engage. Engage support. Remember, asking for help is strength, not weakness. So whether it's delegating holiday tasks to family members or just make it easy and everybody brings their own dish, or maybe you don't do gifts this year, that's okay. Maybe you actually need to hire some extra help at work. Even if it's just for a couple weeks. Get a contract worker. Or maybe it's simply sharing your challenges with a trusted friend, a confidant, who will help support you and giving you that emotional support, because support changes everything. This season, don't carry every burden alone. Real people, real help, real relief. And then finally, number 5, D, digest and reflect. At the end of each day, or if you have to stretch it because you're kind of a little thin on time, maybe it's the end of each week, but every day is actually better. I'm just saying, take time to reflect. What went well? What didn't? What drained you? What could you have adjusted in real time? Tweaked it a little bit, changed something. This reflection builds awareness and prevents you from slipping back into the frantic running of, I just got to do the race. I'm going, I got it. No, you don't. I'm one who works really, really well under pressure. I am. But let me tell you, you can only survive for so long when you're trying to thrive on pressure. Because eventually something breaks. It does. So give yourself permission to celebrate small wins. And when you digest and reflect, that's exactly what you're doing. You're giving yourself space to say, you know what? This went well today. This feels good. And what happens when that happens to you? That realization. It's like, woohoo! Yeah, what's next? Bring it on. because it's fueling your motivation and your resilience. I can do the next thing. Running faster doesn't guarantee progress. It doesn't. But finding the right speed, that tempo that fits your life goals and the rhythm, that's what works. When you align your pace with purpose, you don't just survive the busy season. That's when you thrive, right? Because, you can sit here and just keep pushing, but eventually you're going to crack, and you don't want to crack on the holidays. I mean, maybe you do, but if you really want to do that, then just rest, cancel everything, and be done. Don't wait for something to happen. Because when you give yourself that space, when you say, you know what, I can't be everything to everybody, and guess what? That's okay. You're going to come out stronger. Life's going to be clear, and you're going to be ready to step into what's next with confidence. Why? Because you looked at where you are now, and you said, okay, where do I want to go? One step at a time. So let me ask you this. When will you stop spinning and start moving forward? When will you decide that your time and energy and peace are worth more than the lie of endless busyness? I mean, think about that. Is it really worth your health just spinning your wheels all the time? Be willing to take that next step. One step at a time leads to miles of greatness, and that's the greatness you're headed for the holidays. Each pause, each boundary, each ask puts you one step closer to a life where busy no longer means dizzy, but it does mean deliberate and driven. You were created for greatness, my friend, on purpose for a purpose. You choose your move. Go in peace, be present, be incredible, be you. I love you so very much. I cannot wait to see you on the other side. Blessings, hugs, and lots of love. We'll talk to you real soon. Have a glorious, blessed day. Bye-bye.